Hello. Today I'm going to be handling a very sensitive issue. Over the years, I've had multiple positions on this issue. Ranging from pro-life to pro-abortion and anywhere in between. Currently, I'm more of a men's rights as far as reproduction is concerned because they don't have any. If the woman decides she wants to have the baby, the man has no choice. If the woman decides she wants to have an abortion, the man has no choice. I don't really like that. You know what I mean? Like, just because I can't tell you what you can do with your body, that doesn't mean that you should be allowed to tell me what I can do with my pocketbook. Like, so I'm more there. Like, it's one of those, I don't really care about the rest of it because I have no rights in the situation. So I'm more pro that. Like, I think that needs to be looked at. But as far as abortion is concerned, I don't know. Like, I wish it could just be conditional and you could be like, oh, you were raped, you want an abortion? No problem. Incest, you want an abortion? No problem. Some other fucked up crime of some sort or another, you want whatever. Health reasons, it's dangerous to have the baby, whatever, you know. But using it as contraception, of course, I'm very much against because, you know, it's a human life. You know what I mean? Personally, I like the idea of licensing people to have babies. That way you have to meet a certain household income, you have to be married for a certain amount of time, you have to be married. You know, these sorts of things I think would be good to put in place, but I think that would cause a lot more problems. But we have a problem with people in this country. We have overpopulation. Like, the world can sustain more people, but our economy can't. Like, we're pushing the threshold here. So that's going to wind up being big problems someday. So I don't really know. That's where I'm kind of at with the whole thing. I'm on the fence with a lot of it, but I definitely think that men should have a fucking voice in the situation at all. Like, I think that should happen first. Jesus Christ. Like, it's ridiculous. So, here we go. Here comes the video. I'm gonna probably come off very pro-life, but I'm not. That isn't the spirit in which I'm doing this. This is more of a what I foresee coming. So, here we go. Hello! It's Andrew Damas from the Egocast channel. And today, I'm going to be predicting the future. Ooh. What I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be pointing out one thing which is becoming glaringly obvious to me. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, he has been doing a lot of things very quickly. And one of the things that he spoke about during the election was abortion and Planned Parenthood. He's done it all. He's, started the immigration thing. That's now become an ordeal. But he's moving through his talking points pretty quickly. He's been messing with businesses and things of that nature. This is all coming around. So, I believe that very soon he's going to begin targeting abortion because he talked about it during the election. Mike Pence is very pro-life. Donald Trump has become very pro-life. So, this is coming. And when I saw this today, that's when it really drove it home for me.
So, President Trump has pledged repeatedly on the campaign trail anyway to defund Planned Parenthood, which takes hundreds of millions of dollars from taxpayers every year. You worked at Planned Parenthood for a while. The obvious question is, do you think the people at Planned Parenthood have any kind of moral qualm about abortion at all, or do they see it just as another medical procedure?
I think they see it just as another medical procedure.
Now, see, that question was asked kind of like, are they so heartless as to just see it as another medical? But think about it this way, man. If you're like a proctologist, sticking your finger in a person's ass is just another thing you do that day, like over and over again. After a while, it just becomes a thing you do every day. So let's be fair about that.
But I think that it is really the cost center surrounding Planned Parenthood and the services they provide. I mean, that is their highest revenue generating product that they sell. They implement abortion quotas.
And here it comes.
In all of their clinics.
What do you mean quotas?
You have to perform a certain number of abortions every month. One of the reasons that I left.
Are they explicit about that?
Yes, it's in your budget, right there on the line item. One of the reasons I left Planned Parenthood was because in a budget meeting I was told to double that abortion quota.
And there it goes.
And for me, as someone who had spoken to the media and had said, you know, we're about reducing the number of abortions, we're about, you know, prevention, all of these other services, I was shocked to hear
since
this.
you actually worked at a Planned Parenthood, give us some sense of the relative number of abortions versus the number of mammograms versus the amount of prenatal care offered.
So,
and here it comes.
Okay, abortions, Planned Parenthood provides over 330,000 abortions a year. They are the largest single abortion provider in our country. They provide not one mammogram. There's not one Planned Parenthood clinic across the country that has a licensed mammogram machine.
And there it goes.
Or as a licensed mammogram facility, even though Cecile Richards and Joy Behar and many other people said that they do perform mammograms, they eventually had to come out and say that they don't. Planned Parenthood is not a provider of prenatal care.
See, these are all going to be the reasons why Donald Trump is going to justify defunding Planned Parenthood. These are all the reasons.
There are a few affiliates that may give out some prenatal vitamins. They might see you one time if you're pregnant, but there are no Planned Parenthoods that actually deliver children.
They don't even deliver children. It's almost like if you don't want an abortion, they're not a place you go. I never thought, like, I always knew that you could, like, go there to get condoms and like, the pill and stuff like that, but I didn't realize that that was, like, really the only thing they did.
The bulk of their services are contraceptive services and abortion.
Interesting. So that talk about being a healthcare provider, providing the whole spectrum of reproductive-related healthcare services, it's really about contraception and abortion.
Sure. Well, and listen to this. We just found out recently there are at least 2 Planned Parenthood Planned Parenthood facilities in the country. One in Madison, Wisconsin. One in Overland Park, Kansas. They are abortion providing only. 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. Abortion all day, every day.
Now let's be serious, though. She said at one point it was like they do 300 and some thousand abortions a day, or a day. Wow, a year. Could the world take that kind of a population boom if we eliminated abortions altogether? No, not for very long. Holy shit, that would be ridiculous. So we kind of got to look at where the problem is. People are fucking rats. Well, I mean, people are fucking like rats.
So you've talked before about Planned Parenthood having abortion quotas. Can you share more about that?
Every center had a goal for how many abortions were done. And centers that didn't do abortions, like mine that were family planning clinics, had a goal for the number of abortion referrals. And it was on this big grid, and if we hit our goal, our line was green. If we were 5% under, it was yellow. If we were 10% under, it was red. That's when we needed to have a corrective action plan.
Can you imagine that meeting? Like, I've been in corrective action meetings before. Like, I couldn't imagine that sitting there, like, we're not killing enough babies. Like, that's where I'm kind of like with pro-life people, because you boil it down like that and that's the picture, you know. Guy walks in or woman walks in or whoever walks in and sits down with a whole bunch of other heads of departments and whatnot and says, we're not killing enough babies. Like, how do you dress that up into, like, business speech? Like, I've noticed our production is down. Like, At the end of the day, it's we're not killing enough babies. Like, how the fuck do you have that meeting?
Why we didn't hit the goal, what we're going to do differently next time. So we were really very goal-oriented. I trained my staff the way that I was trained, which was to really encourage women to choose abortion, to have it at Planned Parenthood, because that counts as, towards our goal. We would try to get the appointment scheduled for the abortion before they left our clinic.
It's like a used car salesman. I'm not letting you leave this place without this car. I'm not letting you leave this place without killing your baby. It just...
We would say things like, your pregnancy test, your visit today is X number of dollars. How much are you going to be able to pay towards that? If they'd say, I'm not able to pay today, then we would say something like, well, if you can't pay $10 today, how are you going to take care of a baby? Have you priced diapers? Do you know how much it costs to buy a car seat? Where would you go for help? There's no place in Storm Lake or whatever town they were in, where you can get help as a pregnant mom. So really, don't you think your smartest choice is termination?
See, and now they say something like that, and it kind of makes me go, oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. Because, man, there's a lot of people out there having kids that just aren't ready for that shit. And then they find out how horrible it is, and then everything spirals out of control, and that's bad too. That ruins a lot of lives, including that kid's. 9 times out of 10, they don't... I mean, that's not a real statistic, but you figure more often than not, dead kids wind up fucked up. And that sucks. It's tough to live life when your parents don't want you around. You know what I mean? Like, that's got to be horribly difficult. So, there's really good points on both sides.
We can take care of that, set it up for you.
We've heard reports that at Planned Parenthoods with abortion quotas, there are incentives for those that reach their goals. Is that true?
It is true. We would have things like pizza parties.
Pizza party!
Occasionally they would say you can have 2 hours of PTO. If your center consistently hit goal and you were green all the time, like 3 months in a row, you might be center manager of the month.
Ooh, manager of the month. I wonder if your picture gets put up on the wall and shit. I don't know if I'd want that.
And get to go to Des Moines and have lunch, with the upper management or something. So there were...
Who in the fuck would want to do that? Go have lunch with the upper management? I don't care what company you work in, man. Who the... And especially if you work at an abortion clinic. What are you going to talk about? So how many babies we kill this month? Because I've been at business... breakfasts and shit like that. Breakfasts and shit like... I've been to these kind of things. You know what I mean? And we talked about business. But when your business is killing babies... That's got to be that's got to be an uncomfortable fucking lunch, man. I wouldn't see that as a reward.
Incentives built in, and it sounds kind of crazy, but pizza is a motivator.
Man, I would kill 1,000 babies for a pizza party. That is the worst thing I think I've ever said in my life. I totally don't mean that. Don't fucking blow up my phone. I don't really fucking mean it. But, you gotta figure that's kind of their mindset. If their quota is 1,000 babies, and if you kill 3,000 babies 3 months in a row, you get a pizza party. So they're actually rooting for worse than my bad, horrible joke. I hate this subject.
So pizza party.
Pizza party.
Pizza party!